Okay, this video is just going to be a discussion about Hume's empiricism in general. And I'm reading from David Hume's Inquiry Concerning Human Understanding. And I recently wrote a paper about Hume talking about the argument on causality given in section 7 of his Inquiry. And basically what I did there is I discussed the argument about causality, and I made an argument not against the causality, but that he's not a good empiricist. He's not, he doesn't fit the name of empiricist that well, and his status as an empiricist is not in very good standing. And basically what I'm going to say in this video, arguing that, is what I put in that paper. Not only am I trying to find things in his text that discounts my own argument so that I can, find things to support it and to see where it goes, or see if I'm wrong even, and see if this is a bad argument altogether, even though bad is not a word that you can attribute to an argument. Also to think about what I may have messed up in that paper, to think about my grade also. And just like anybody else, I'm not claiming to be an expert. I'm not claiming to be a know-it-all in this. I just want to discuss it, and I want to discuss what Hume says. Just like any video I have, I would just want to discuss it, and I want to help people who might know a little less about it and want help, and also to discuss it with people who want to just discuss it, or discuss the finer points of it, I guess. That's the reason I do these, is to talk about it and to think about it, I guess. I don't do it because I think I'm a know-it-all. I don't do it because I don't do this because I think that I know everything. And nobody has really said that to me, but it's something that I've kind of wondered about myself as to why I do these. But then I kind of came up with an answer. Anyway, empiricism is a kind of philosophy which, in its main form, was contrasted with rationalism in modern philosophy. And basically, what rationalism is basically modern philosophy metaphysics, where, according to Immanuel Kant in his Critique of Pure Reason, who argues against these rationalists like Descartes and Malebranche and Leibniz, who claim to know about and can talk about a soul, a God, and a world, and they claim they want to talk about things like that. While the empiricists like John Locke, George Berkeley, and David Hume, claim that knowledge and understanding and reasoning and all those things, knowledge of anything, is garnered in experience. Personally, I think Berkeley is the better empiricist than Hume. And basically, I have a video which is before this on his on David Hume's argument on causation in the 7th section of the Inquiry. And what he says in the 4th section is a little blurb, is a little part here, which is one of many things he says that supports that I think supports what I'm arguing here. All reasonings concerning matter of fact seem to be founded on the relation of cause and effect. By means of that relation alone, we can go beyond the evidence of our memory and senses. And I don't want to take that by itself. I just want to discuss that. The causality for Hume has to do with well, first we have relations of ideas, which are things like science and geometry and mathematics and stuff like that, which cannot be denied. And it's just like, when I draw a triangle, I look at it and then I throw the paper away. I still have an imprint of that triangle where I can almost see it, but I have it recollected here. And they can compound up to make complex ideas and relations of ideas, basically. And we also have matter's effect, which can be denied and are inferred from things that are relations of ideas, and that is done by causality. And the relation of cause and effect is, where an event causes another event, and it's a cause-effect relation. And Hume claims that everything in this world is connected via the cause-effect relation, and that the argument that he gives in section 7 is that he gives a negative phase and a positive phase. The negative phase being that our experience and the memory and sensory evidence cannot verify or establish or govern or maintain or have anything to do with real causation. There is real causation that our minds and our experience is not within the domain of. And the positive phase is that we have a thing which in our minds may seem like causation when two events are conjoined together, and that is the fake or experiential causation, where two events appear conjoined to us. And he claimed that due to induction and the matter's effect, or due to induction and basically matter's effect in general, and due to the cause and effect relation, we can inductively infer to things which are matter's effect and are beyond our sensory evidence and our experience. And when he says here, this is before section 7, this is section 4, all reasonings concerning matter of fact seem to be founded on the relation of cause and effect. By means of the relation alone, we can go beyond the evidence of our memory and senses. The argument that I've given in my paper, and I have given in a couple of different videos in brief ways, the argument that I'm holding here about Hume's status as a empiricist is that it is not in good standing, and he's not really that good of an empiricist, because an empiricist would not have this relation between real causation, which is beyond our experience and can only be inferred to and gotten at through inductive inference, and things that are not able to be indubitably grounded, and a fake causation of two conjoined events, which is with an experience and appears to experience to be causation when it's really just this fake kind of causation. In my opinion, a real empiricist would say that the only kind of causation that there ever really is the kind that we see in experience. And there would still be, inductive inference, where he gives the example of a inductive inference he gives in this book is that, if you're on an abandoned island and you see a watch, like a man's watch, you would infer that at some point a man or men had been on that island. It's still possible to make inferences like that, but that's still something that is, it's obviously less certain, but it's verifiable with an experience, because that's all that experience gives us. In my opinion, a real empiricist would only work off of, with knowledge and understanding and all that stuff, would only build his philosophy off of what can be understood and verified in experience, and not claim to anything that is outside of it. Hume still is a empiricist because of his copy principle, and the various empiricist things he says. But because of appealing to something that is beyond our experience, which he does say that we can't really get at it that well, but there is a little possible way we can through inductive inference and causality as matters of fact. We can get at it a little bit, not in a indubitable way, but we still can. And that, I think, is where he loses his status as a good empiricist for me. I want to know what your arguments are on this. I'm curious because I want to know what you think about him. Those of you who have read Hume, and I plan on reading Hume this summer. I would like to read the treatise on human nature, and I'd like to read a little bit more of the inquiry that I have here. And finally, the book I'm using is Modern Philosophy. It's an anthology by Roger Eru and Eric Watkins. Basically has everything in it that you would possibly need for any kind of... It has, primary modern text in it, from Spinoza to Leibniz to Locke, Hume, Berkeley, Kant even, and more. And there's lots of good stuff in here. That's pretty much why I use it instead of having the... Well, I have a couple of the texts around in my bookshelf over there, but this is a very valuable resource. Let me know what you think, because that's the reason I do these videos, because I want to talk about it. So, thank you.